Hi guys, I just want to actually say this. I have some bad news at the moment. Obviously my room is kind of in a mess, so I do apologise about that because I'm middle of sorting out. Obviously I was going to dawn this video out when obviously my desk is come, yeah, fair enough, for my TV that I originally planned to have this on. Hi guys, welcome to this upload today. I just want to actually apologise to, obviously, Tony is a subscriber of mine. He asked me about this console and that's why I'm bringing you this today. I just want to actually apologise to Tony and obviously people that obviously I originally planned to do this as a vlog, building up my little gaming setup and everything. I just want to actually say this now to every one of you guys is that my room's a mess at the moment because obviously I'm sorting out my Blu-ray collection towards obviously having shelf units. The original one that I actually planned to buy, I bought it, it fell apart, got my money back and got a smaller one which is housing pretty much part of the collection. So, as well as obviously I bought a desk that's come, I've put my old TV onto it, my 720p TV. Quite honestly, I was thinking this is the whole idea to obviously set up an old gaming station instead of buying one of those arcade machines that you can buy full size one and etc. Because I know I'm not going to get it up my stairs, so that's why I bought it in the first place. So I was going to use my old TV on that. And then obviously I tried to connect it to my old TV. It didn't fall into place because quite honestly it beams it out in 1080p, which is a downside because only that TV gets 720, so all I'm getting is a black screen. So I was thinking that may be the problem with that, so that's why I originally was going to have that on my setup on that. And sod's law, it works on my 4K TV superbly. So I'm just going to be saying this now. I do apologise. And obviously as well, I ordered a chair off eBay, and quite honestly today I look at the reviews and they've never received their chair. It was a good offer, don't get me wrong, for a gaming chair. Quite honestly, it looks comfy, reliable, etc. You know, apart from the seller scamming people on lockdown, which kind of sucks. So that's why I've not actually brought you it as a vlog, and that's why I'm actually bringing it today instead of obviously when obviously the chair comes, the table's been built up and everything. My speakers, my new speakers are fantastic. They're in the middle of my room, which I'm going to show you now, right there. And like I said, I did that so quick so you didn't actually see the mess. I bet Blu-ray collectors will be kicking themselves right now the way the state of my room is at the moment, because you can understand with obviously bringing new stuff in, and I do need another unit because obviously this one I bought was smaller than the original one. I need to house more Blu-rays. You know, you've seen my collection build up left, right and centre, so hope you can understand that predicament. But I just want to quickly show you how this setup was going to look, quite honestly, and it looks amazing, don't get me wrong. I'm thinking of buying an extra 1080p 4K TV, not as big as my 55-inch one what I use now. This is a massive upgrade compared to obviously my 28-inch widescreen 720p Panasonic TV that I traded my friend through, obviously having speakers and a guitar amp. I thought it was like an amp that he could actually start doing his DJing, but he's still got his worth. I got my worth out of that TV. I am considering selling it at some point because obviously I want to get that thing that I'm going to be showing to you guys over onto the other side of the room. And quite honestly, this is just how mad my room has got. And if you hear music in the background, it's my PlayStation 4, because obviously I'm catching up with Big Paulie's videos. I'm catching up with Blu-ray Bullet Burrett's videos, Cinema Sickness, all the movie collectors. Cheap plug-in, I know, but obviously, even Movie Mad. Big shout out to Movie Mad if you're watching this. So I'm just saying to you guys is that I do apologise because I was waiting for this to bring as a vlog, but I'll show you how my setup was going to be planned. And be warned, I did say my room's in a mess, and I hope you can understand that. So as like I was saying, you've seen my channel build up over 200 subscribers, and this is how the setup was originally planned. To actually have obviously my shelf unit that I've had like originally in my room for a long period of time, and obviously that at one point housed all my DVDs, my VHSs. That's been with me for God knows how many years. Then obviously pan across obviously towards obviously my TV that I said that I set up on that desk that I bought. I was going to put that there, and then obviously here I've got, that's the unit originally was going to go up to the ceiling, but obviously with that one snapping, and quite honestly I'm embarrassed to say that I'm not good with flat packs. That's always my cousin to help me, but obviously those cases there, you actually see a spare cases that I've ordered if any movies I pick up that are actually need replacement cases, or the custom ones that I make myself. These are all official releases. All my custom ones are at one side of the other side of the room. So anyway, like I said, my room at the moment is in a mess, massive mess. I know it's embarrassing to show, but obviously people have been asking for this, and obviously Tony, if you're watching this, is mainly aimed for you and obviously the other people. So obviously these speakers here I ordered off eBay. They cost me less than £100 in the sale. They're normally £200. They came all the way from Germany. They got delivered within 3 days by UPS. That's an amazing service, UPS. I'm not here to say I'm sponsored by UPS, but they're far better than the Royal Mail at the moment. And now obviously I know there's a pandemic going off, but obviously I've sent stuff off to some subscribers of mine that they've purchased off me, and I paid first class sign for, and it's like day 2 now, and there's still, as of this recording, I hope to get it probably today when this goes out. I'm hoping they actually get what they've got off me. That's obviously Blu-ray and DVD collector William and Richard, who I've known through obviously wrestling DVD collecting page. Obviously over there, this is why I say my room's a mess. I'm really embarrassed about this. I really need to get my room sorted, obviously with another 1 or 2 units. But it takes time, guys, because obviously we've got Full of Wrestling and Clubland Week, so that's coming up. I might do a vlog from that actually, so this will be maybe on my collecting channel. I know I'm going on a bit, I do apologise. Over here, obviously my custom wrestling plaques that I've started building, but obviously due to lockdown I can't get any more frames. But I can pop to Wilko's at some point, probably next payday. It depends how much I've actually got left, because obviously they've got more guests confirmed from the convention that I'm going to in October. This is my custom collection that I've worked on and obviously purchased over duration of the time on over my time here on YouTube. So I've not designed any covers or anything like that. Then if people do want anything like custom made, let me know. You know, because I've had people ask me and I've caved, and it's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying this to you guys that I can actually do them for you. When I go back to these speakers that I'm going to be mentioning now, I'm just going to say to you guys, these are 700 watt. These kick out some amazing bass on this. Seriously, I know they only came today as of this recording. Obviously at some point I will give you another room tour when this room is fully sorted. But they are amazing speakers, 700 watt, and obviously my other speakers obviously I've got to rig up over there. So obviously you got my 55 inch TV, which is Hisense. I got this in the sale on Curry's eBay page. I think I paid £300 for it, which is an absolute steal. It's a massive 55 inch 4K, and obviously any young ones watch this, I sound patronising. That is Kit, Knight Rider car, one of my favourite on-screen cars of all time. Beats Fast and the Furious. You know, that is proper nostalgia for me. I'm glad I've got the box set in my collection, and I love watching that, and quite honestly. So, underneath here, very personal device here. Sorry about the darkness. That white thing you may just see, that's towards obviously my pacemaker, and obviously I send when they want to download off me. Not movie download, I mean download from checking off my heart rate and everything like that. I just press that button in the middle of it, and it sends it to the hospital. It's clever because there's like a Lego man at one side, and then obviously a Lego man with a stethoscope. I think that's what they call them. That means the doctor's getting my reading. It's clever technology, what's in my heart. Then obviously I've got my old school Sony hi-fi system that I've had since the age of, I think it was first year of senior school. It's never let me down. This is what I use as my surround sound system. That's why you can hear from my 700 watt speakers. That's why you can hear the PlayStation music in the background. Hopefully YouTube does not flag me for copyright. But obviously, so that's my setup down there. So, like I shown you in my unboxing video, this is the size of this game thing that I bought off eBay. That is like literally mad, absolutely mad. I'm gonna rig it up back onto this TV. All you do is put the power cables in, put the HDMI to your TV, to your thing, turn the power on. It's as simple as that. You know, it just blows my mind how simple it is and effective it is. Obviously you got to map out your controls, which I've already done. So let's show you what I've got on this SD card. Right, as I plug it up, this actually is nostalgia for me just to see. Obviously this is how it loads up. Oh my god, that's bright. I did not realise how bright it is. And quite honestly, this is just absolute nostalgia. There's so many games on here, I've literally lost bloody track. So, with the console that I got two of these. These are the third-party versions of the DualShock 3, but no DualShock technology. So, if you know what I mean, PlayStation 3 controllers. Right. I'm just pairing the device, bear with me. Obviously, again, a bit of Amiga. These will... Right. I'm not going through the game titles, but I'm just going to zoom in as I talk about them, because there's so many games. Look, I'm on Amiga already. 2213. Amiga CD. 93. What am I on? Arcade Classics. That blew my mind when I saw that title there. 562. I'm on the Atari 2600. Anyone old school? I was brought up on this prior to the NES. Playing this, and then obviously in the 80s we upgraded to the NES. So you just imagine that. That's up in Atari 2600. I'm hoping I'm going the right way. Yeah, I am. This is the Atari 7800. This was the upgrade model that obviously Atari released. You got 53 games on there. Ooh, going the wrong way. Atari Lynx. I never actually owned this, but I envious people back in the day playing this handheld, and quite honestly, I'm really looking forward to diving into a lot of these games. 76 games. Dreamcast, one of the early days of online gaming. I was surprised how many games that I've actually got on this. Proper nostalgia on this, because quite honestly, this was my upgrade to from the PlayStation 1. Then eventually I got a PlayStation 2. You know, so I've had these. To be honest, I'm being honest with you. A bit of history towards you guys. I can't believe how many games are on here. 74 games. You just think if these were actually physical gaming media, not playing ROMs or emulators, how would I fit all these in my room? And when you look on it, it's a micro SD card, like I showed you in the unboxing part of this video. Game Gear. I owned one of these. I played it when I had my operation, when I had my pins in my hips, when I was laying in bed in 1993. It was a gift from my grandma that no longer with us. Kind of get choked up about it. But Game Gear, the only problem I say with the Game Gear that I actually had, this ate batteries. Anyone that with old school gamers would know how much batteries. That's why people still to this day love modding these consoles. Even though playing Raspberry Pi or RetroPie, they love modding them so they can play lithium batteries. I've seen no end of modding gaming videos on that. But just think that 247 games. I can't believe it. I'm going back to the Dreamcast. I do apologise. I'm on the Game Boy now. This is the Game Boy, guys. Any old school gamers would know what this was like. Annoying as hell to focus. And when I was suffering with glaucoma, I could never suffer on this. That's why I went for the Game Gear. And the Game Gear, when I was laid up in a hospital and everything, just think, I was watching Champions League football. I think it was Man United versus Barcelona, if I recall, that I was watching. We got battered. Absolute battered, Man United did. And going back to this one, the Game Boy. I'm glad this is emulated form. Still to this day, if I was picking up a Game Boy, let alone the amount of games I've got of Game Boy, that I've literally, no word of a lie, I could not focus on it. And now we're going to the Game Boy Advance, which I did actually own one of these. Surprisingly, I've had that many game consoles, and the only one I've got to this day is my PlayStation 4. You know, I've got my PlayStation 3, I think, under my bed, but I've not rigged that up to this TV because, quite honestly, I don't know where my colour cables are, and my socket on my PlayStation 3 snaps with the HDMI, so you just think, that many games just blows my mind. 1066. Now we're going back to the Game Boy Color. I owned one of these when they finally came out, and the only thing that really peed me off the most with the likes of the Game Boy was there was no backlight to light up the screen. Look how great it looks there. Why could not put a backlight on there? There's a lot of modders out there that now can do them and put a different screen in, but 535 games of Game Boy Color. MAME. Oh my gosh, the amount of 10p's I used to waste on these games, I do apologise about that, guys. I had a bit of technical issue. You just think, I just love the design work on these. This machine, by the way, cost me, with 2 controllers, free postage, £180. The amount of 10p's I used to waste on these, jeez, when I used to go to Skegness or Blackpool and everything. When obviously arcades are still all the rage when you go to the seaside, but playing these, the amount of memories that I actually had playing these as a kid, you know, going back, when I went through this particularly category, look, I'll be scanning for ages, literally, no word of a lie, I will be scanning for ages. 1,367. Unreal. Then I went on to the Master System. I had this as well as the Mega Drive, which I'll get onto the Mega Drive, or Genesis it's known as the United States. Quite honestly, this was the original one before they made the small compact one. I remember clear as day the catchphrase on this: "Do me a favour, plug me into a Sega." That proves how impact this has made into my life. I'm really surprised how many games I've got here. 278 games. I remember playing this, but the worst thing is, if you play the best thing about it when it's emulated and ROMmed or etc. like that, I'm just saying to you guys that I'm going to be honest with you guys, playing it this way is the best way to play it now, because you need all converters, or If you don't, you play it on the original console. It doesn't look great on 4K or HD TVs. It doesn't show it justice to what CRTs used to do. But obviously when you play the emulator version or the ROM version, quite honestly, that it will make an impact. But that many games, guys, I couldn't believe it when I first got this console. I didn't believe my own eyes. Speaking of the Mega Drive, another console. The advantage of having this console was, in fact, obviously nostalgia, playing Sonic the Hedgehog, etc., like that. But you could plug your headphones into it. You know, you had a volume switch at the front. You know, obviously prior to where this screen pop-up is. And quite honestly, when I've looked at some of the games on this category, and like some of them, you get the rare ones. You get ones that have never been released in the UK. You get some that are released in Japan, etc. So it's all part of the collection, which is amazing. And then you obviously look on the Mega Drive games. 785. Jeez. I never had this console because I think it was only released in Japan. The MSX. I've never actually played it. If I remember rightly, like it shows you there, it was made by Sony. So this is what PlayStation looked like in there. So obviously this is 567 games. I'll never get bored with this collection. And then obviously the second version that I never actually played, because obviously this was I think Japanese based or American based. I never know what it was based, but it's worth diving into the collection that you've never seen before. So this holds a whopping 85 games. And then I'll go to the another console that I owned. It will look terrible on the TV now compared to obviously today's market. Is obviously the N64. 155 games. That's just insane. Then obviously the handhelds. My sister still owns one. My mum owns one. The Nintendo DS. Obviously they've got the 3D version, but this is the Nintendo DS. I can't believe I'm going to be playing Nintendo DS games on my 4K TV. It still blows my mind what they can actually do with ROMs and emulators nowadays. I am planning to add more games to this collection at some point in the near distant future. So I'm looking forward to obviously showing you that at some point. But with DS games, 116 games. Neo Geo, how did this flop? If I remember rightly, it cost too much money when it first came out. This was actually that if you wanted high-end arcade sort of style games in your own home, it will cost you £900 back in the day. So that's equivalent to probably about £800 nowadays, if I recall. I could be wrong, but quite honestly, this was a massive flop because it will cost you near enough £200 a game. Let that sink in. Back in my early days of gaming, I wanted one of these, but as soon as I saw the thing, the price was settled for the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. You know, I've never picked my favourites. In the old days, I was just grateful for what it was. But today, obviously, PlayStation 4 has always been my favourite, and I'm looking forward to getting a PlayStation 5 in the near distant future. So the nearest to arcade you're going to get in the old retro games is obviously the Neo Geo. £200 back in the day for a game. And I've got literally 141 games. Now we'll go to this NES or the NES or etc. like that. This is a great little collection. I can't believe how many games when I loaded this up. And this was one of the consoles I would actually say which I'd never got, still to this day, where you have over 18 movies, but you have games that aim for all family. You know, it doesn't make sense. I think if you had side scrollers or whatever, games with guns in left, right, and centre, I think. Sorry, I've gone on to the next one. That you would not get away with it nowadays. I think you'll have to be over 15 minimum to play a gun game. On this console, you've got obviously Super Mario, is known for. You had RoboCop, you had Rambo. And you just get the picture. It's proper nostalgia when you load these games up with the music on. It's proper nostalgia. And I've got literally, for the NES, I can't believe that, 782 games. The PC Engine. Never heard of this console. I'm thinking it was only released in Japan, but I'm going to have a scan through of these game consoles on this, this one especially. If there's any games in English on this, I might have a go on them. You know, it's not going to harm anyone. But on the PC Engine that I've never heard of, never seen before until obviously getting this, and I've knocked it over, so I do apologise. 285 games. That just blows my mind. Right, the PlayStation Portable. These were the mini games, if I recall. Obviously, I can actually put PSP full games on this if I've got any ROMs and everything. But all I have to do is take the SD card, put it in my PC, download the game, put it on there, and then put it back in the thing, and then sort of boot it up, and then read it. If I recall, that's what I'm going by. But this is the PlayStation Portable mini games. I think there's full games actually on this as well, but 286. Wow. PlayStation 1 I literally owned. And this is why I'm saying it's proper nostalgia for me. I went through back in the day 3 PlayStations, because I actually burnt out the engine in this playing Driver 1. Yeah, Driver 1 was a bugger for that. For anyone that was old school as me that has basically played that, you would understand. But PlayStation 1, I've got 374 games. If you've ever seen how chunky those cases are, imagine the space that I'm saving playing this. Sega Saturn that cost my grandma £500 back in the day. I've got 41 games. The Sega Genesis 32X, never actually owned. Didn't see the point in it. Obviously, it's making it literally more graphical, so obviously it makes more games look worthwhile playing. 33 games. I'm looking to feature my eyes on that. I actually did have the Sega CD. Still to this day, it baffles me how this flopped back in the day. That's just my honest opinion. It felt like it flopped. I've not watched any videos to confirm it has or hasn't. But for Mega CD, 131 games. The Sega, this I think was only a Japanese release. The Sega's 30G Sega SG-1000. I think this was prior to the days of Mega Drive or Master System. If I recall, I could be wrong, but I think this only came out in Japan only. But for this console, 68 games. Go on to the Super Nintendo, or SNES as people call it. I owned one of these. I'm looking forward to playing these games again. I've got literally that many games of the SNES. I'll leave a link in the description where you can actually buy this. 784 games. Incredible. The TurboGrafx, however you pronounce that, I actually have never owned this, never seen it before this very own console. I mean, obviously this thing that I've got, I've never seen this console. I've seen it recently, obviously, in people that are retro game collectors, they've actually got one. So, there's that many games. 95 games. Favourites, obviously, I've not put these in at all. But I'm just saying to you guys is that it's nice to actually have something in my collection that I like other than obviously movies. So I hope you can understand why I've done this video. This is just a mind-blowing experience just to see old school games in the way they are now. Still the test of time. People love picking up a controller like myself, picking it up and playing these games. Even though if they're ROM-based or original. It's proper nostalgia for myself and probably you guys at home and everything. And ironically, I'm showing you a game, Legends Quest Robin Hood. So that's today's video. That's what I purchased this very past month. So hopefully next payday I might get some films. I don't know, because Full Love of Wrestling have confirmed more names for the convention in October. So I hope you can understand if I don't. But this is what I bought last payday. I ordered it from a guy in Scotland who does a fantastic job with these. I can't thank him enough for doing these. It's so nostalgic. I can't get over how many games I've got. You just think all those games, if I bought them retail wise and narrowed down to one little console running an SD card, you know, it just blows my mind how much technology has evolved in the last 30 years. Imagine what it's going to be like in 30 years time. But like I'm saying to you guys, that it took 8 days to come because of Royal Mail being slow, so it's understandable. But I'm just intrigued to see how many you guys are interested in buying one of these. If you do, the link is in the description below. But until next time, guys, I'm Gavin Fletcher, the host of Pacemaker Diaries. Keep subscribing, keep supporting this channel alive. And if it weren't for you guys, I would be not making videos today. And that's quite honestly the truth. And the truth is, I'm finally out of Facebook jail. I'm waiting till the moment when they can actually going to put me back into Facebook jail and ban me from posting on Facebook groups for another 3 months. And that would do my box in. But anyway, guys, until next time, guys, catch you guys soon.